And then Michael Lombardi jumps in with the fucking Leslie Frazier's out of there because Sean McDermott called the plays for the 13-second drive that led to the lose. And then he told him, I'm calling plays again. Leslie Frazier said, I'm not doing that. And then Sean McDermott said, well, you can leave. And then.
Whoa.
And he did.
And he left.
The Lombo Bombo.
That's pretty much what Lombo said, right?
Yes.
He said, I tell you on my podcast Thursday, Monday, Sunday, Saturday, baby.
The newsletter.
He said, I'm like, we were all like,
comment.
Hey, remember, Leslie just kind of got sick of it and ran out of town. He said, I'm not doing it anymore. And he just leaves. The internet responded this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Not everybody agreed with Lombo or believed Lombo,
No.
But that is a story that none of us really talked about ever. When it happened, we was kind of like, oh, Leslie Frazier must be trying to take a break or something. We hope that nothing happened in his family. That's an added wrinkle to the Stephon Diggs situation that has seemingly been cleared.
Yeah.
They handle adversity well up there.
Mm-hmm.
That was proven.
Yeah.
Has been proven last year.
Multiple times.
Seems like they're doing it again this offseason. When is this just going to be smooth sailing up there?
Well, it feels like maybe never. It's crazy that the teams they've had haven't gone on to, the success that they were hoping for. Obviously, very good teams, but I think it was surprising for all of us because we talked to Bean, we talked to Josh, we talked to Poyer, we talked to McDermott, and the culture feels
Noxie,
Mitch Morse, Vaughn,
Gabe Davis,
so many Micah, so many Bills players, and they all seem to be on the same page. So
Love it.
Yeah, they love it. And everything from the outside looking in, like remember when they were dancing in the snow before one of the playoff games that they were having, everything seemed to be perfect for Buffalo. So I think when Lombo said that, it just was out of left field. And I don't know
well,
if
and
anybody...
it follows the Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, true.
So it's like 3-4 days worth of
back to back.
What's going on in Buffalo?
Yes.
So the internet has responded. They have said mostly that they don't believe that. I think Lombo has said that he's 1,000% sure of that. So we'll have Lombo on again.
Yeah,
we will have Lombo on again at some point. But this is what he said about the Leslie Frazier situation. And listen to us kind of get very surprised that he's just dropping this out of nowhere.
I think they have a lot of things going on. Let's go back to Leslie Frazier's departure, the defensive coordinator, right? Sean McDermott wants to call the defensive plays. And Leslie Frazier was in charge of that. Now, let's even go further back. 13 seconds in Kansas City, McDermott took over the play calls on that drive that resulted in a field goal. Ooh. That didn't sit well with Leslie. The next year, he kept calling the defense. But this year, McDermott wants to call the defense. And Leslie, for whatever reason, he said, no, look, that was the agreement we had. So he decided to leave and take his sabbatical. And so I think there's a little bit of an undercurrent there.
Hey, have you said this publicly before, what you just said there?
I said it on my podcast. Yeah, I said it on my podcast on the GM Shuffle. I said it on, what day?
Thursday.
I think Thursday. I think I said it yesterday or Friday or Monday. I forget. I lose sight of the days.
Yeah, a lot of different days that could potentially said it there with a lot of different times. That's the first time I'm hearing that.
Breaking news.
That's why I put it on the ticker.
True.
So that's real.
Oh, yeah.
He just said that out of nowhere. We're hoping everything's okay up there, though.
Yeah.
T's and P's.
We love the Buffalo Bills.
Rapshi, we heard on Friday from Michael Lombardi that the Leslie Frazier departure from Buffalo is a little more complicated than him just stepping away from the team. Is there any truth to that? Do you know exactly what happened? Because I believe Frazier is actually with the Giants at their camp doing a little consulting earlier last week or 2 weeks ago.
I mean, that would make sense given his relationship,
Yep.
With Joe Shane and Brian Daboll. I saw what Lombardi said. I have not been able to 100% confirm that. I think he mentioned that Sean McDermott took over with 13 seconds left. That one I had not heard. Whether or not there was a discussion of, would Leslie Frazier give up play calling? I think that was probably more in line of what I had heard. And, what it does sound like when it came down to it, Sean McDermott is calling plays, wanted to call plays. That was the direction they wanted to go. I think it made sense for everyone, for Leslie Frazier to not be there. The timing also really sucked for him because everyone had a coordinator. So I'm sure he will be back. It's been frustrating to me because the defense has been really good. The Bills itself have been really good. Leslie Frazier has not gotten head coach interviews. And then obviously this happens, and he has to step away for a year. That's certainly not going to help his, head coach trajectory. But anyway, to answer your question, I had heard some of that. I had not heard all of that, but it was certainly a complicated, complex situation where they reached a reasonable and amicable solution to separate.
Okay, interesting. I had not heard any of it.
No, and back in Buffalo? Like he'll be back in Buffalo or back coaching?
No.
Okay.
And then you're talking about his head coaching trajectory was on the rise, especially because you're D coordinator of a great Buffalo Bills team. He steps away from you, you think it's going to cool off a little bit. But what if one of these teams fires their coaches like week 8, week 9?
Boom.
Then he has the first opportunity potentially for an interview because he is on the street, or he'll be consulting with somebody. That was the first time I'd heard, though, that there was potentially a little, because when he stepped down out of nowhere, just kind of moved on.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we hope everybody's okay at home. We hope everybody's safe and everybody's healthy. And then we just moved on. So that was the first time I heard that. Why don't you tell us next time?
Come on, Rap.
Huh?
Well, these situations are complicated.
Yeah, they are actually. Speaking of complicated situations.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I'll say this. The Bills are a really good team. They're a really good organization. I think in some other, this is sort of a larger issue, but in some other places, you might have heard all these rumors. You didn't hear any with the Bills. That is a tight unit, and probably one of the reasons they're pretty good.